Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
I perceive the approach of hell heaven. I perceive the approach of hell heaven. I feel hell heaven coming on. My rhyme-finding apparatus has been licked up and down with lightning. Freckles across the chest, and a mole at either canthus. This is the flaw that beguiles in action, the bull-maddening cue. And here's little Miss Best Deserving, sitting with one knee under her chin. How deliciously Egyptian is this image. And straight ahead I have the privilege of an under-the-table view of the curled lip of a cut-off jean skirt and sunlit immaculate panties. And back behind the counter, under a plastic cowboy hat of the graceful ponytails and the dimples and the spike through the lower lip of a girl whose light-reflecting bosom usually illuminates this room. But not now. For now she is squeezed into a sleeveless gossamer blouse. And the erotic madman Michael Robbins is listening from the bottom of his lake. He hears the rejoicing in the horn-gabled hall. He senses his opportunity. And his soon-to-be unsocketed right arm is beautiful in the light. And the water snakes at the lake surface disentangle and make way. We have left the world to be saved by persons unfit to live in it. My brothers, we have left the world to be saved by persons unfit to live in it. The depressed will never save the world, for they unconsciously long to be rid of it. The constitutionally depressed are in the grip of an axe-grinding saturnine arrogance. They can only detect intelligence in that which conduces to the zero sum. No wonder they love their Sun Tzu, that much translated Taoist war manual, the world's only instruction book on how to be passive-aggressive. O ye of little tact, how you long to hear confessions. You want to go on national television and dish out the advice. My brothers, we are different. We respect our materials. When issuing a traveler's advisory, the last thing we want to see is tears. We must wrest the world from the depressed, from those who put stock in repentance. They cannot see how repentance is merely a piece of sacred theater. Trembling, pedantic, they step up to the plate and solemnly take a vow. They think dreamland starts now, for I have a piece of paper. Mama didn't love me, don't matter no more, for I have a piece of paper. And hand in hand out of Eden they take their slow and solitary way. Wake up, Homer. Come on, Homer, rise and shine. For the human botch cannot grow a new head, nor should this be asked of him. The cracked ego cannot be patched. It is too late for the individual. In China we say 3 Buddhas and 2 sticks of incense. It means none for you. I am your slave, now do what I say. Easily impressed is easily fooled, and easily fooled is often. I would have my coffin carved from a tree in which no songbird ever perched. What is thy body but a swallowing grave or a chew on a leaf of lettuce? Being a girl has its advantages. I am your slave, now do what I say. Last day of May but one, and it's the bottom of the 9th. We split open the big bad wolf, but the girl inside was very strange. The girl who stepped out from that chassis was not the same as the one who went in. This new one got into Northwestern and majored in international finance. The princess is always in it for the P. That's cute, but it's fairly misleading. Verily I say unto you, it's the P that was doing the thinking. L'objet petit a, uppity little MacGuffin. You control the minds of the nation's youth. You lash them ever upwards. They all gonna die 1,000 years old, rich and covered in sugar. But isn't it better to eat it like Marlowe? 29 and a knife in the brain. 29 and a knife in the brain before he could lose his lack of faith. Oh, if only this same fate could have been visited upon Rochester. And what is your solution, Schmendrick Numbskull? Sitting there like a mermaid, legs tucked off to the side. You identify with Socrates and the Eleatic stranger. But as for me, I'm through with these wise men who smile and condescend.
Is that it?
No. The all-crushing, or rather all-to-nothing crushing Kant. Oder alles zermalmender Kant. The all-crushing, or rather all-to-nothing crushing Kant. I don't want that guy to be right, because if he's right, I'm a fool. A fool and a bad role model for my students. I took a bottle, mashed its bottom into a thick coat of paint. Then I stamped a ring of kisses into the palm of my hand. I did wrong to try to understand these sensualist children. In them the light is neither wave nor particle. 90% of these living angels will never hold a job. They're all going to have to walk from Chicago to Los Angeles. Tarantula has to shed its skin. Dude, I seen him do it. The upshot's like a new paint job on a Formula One race car, but the replacement parts are twice the cost of the original equipment. The disambiguation doesn't even begin to disambiguate. So I started looking at my own legs as if they were a girl's. Gotta say, I like what I see. Delinquency gets an uptick every time I buy a book. Every time I grind a coffee bean, I release an African leprechaun, but I am too mild. Reach me my scourge again. I have to skill saw a guzzle out of this sheet of galvanized steel. Now that I know I'm to be destroyed by a 17-year-old girl. Now that I know I'm to be destroyed by a 17-year-old girl, doesn't matter what I do. I can drink poison if I want, can run a nail into my neck. Nothing gonna happen to me, for I am fated to be destroyed by a child, an illiterate girl with cartoon characters on her panties. I have absolutely nothing to worry about. I can lean out the door of the helicopter. I'm as invulnerable as Ravana. Only a girl can cut off my head. I need no weapons, no suit of armor, to fight a soot-spitting dragon. A dragon the size of a Gothic cathedral whose slobber smokes with bacteria. I can fight Gojira barehanded or only armed with a roll of toilet paper. Doesn't matter, I cannot be injured. My nemesis is only a girl. No trifling in a double sense here. I am to be killed by a high school senior. A girl whose hair bounces as she jumps up and down or runs up the stairs of the post office. There's an Arabic letter, same thing as our R. In calligraphic script, it is a flipped or rotated cipher for my ruiner's right eyebrow. So she's easy to spot, easy to evade, and I know just what not to do. At ease in my mind, I set out from Corinth. They are waiting for me in Thebes. I am an indestructible eagle. I am the invincible poet Mardud. I lay me down. I fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. This is the last one. I always do what people force me to do. My happiness is a boat. Working on my dissertation drills its bottom. If I sink the boat, I'll have to haul it up from the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. The paradox of the tea kettle is a fit object of contemplation. If its mouth is unusually open, it finds it impossible to scream. Diligence, my child, for you'll not escape having to read these 65 pages of homeowner poetry titled The Little Improvements. The poet says lovers are deluded, that their impressions are bound to be wrong. Not so, they are lovers precisely because they see each other as they really are. Aléjate de mí, Satanás, or I'll annihilate you with my credit card. My checkbook will be my broadsword, my Mexican wallet my buckler. And my great teacher, Sarah Kramer, has only just turned 26. Before I sat at her feet, I couldn't be trusted to work a comma. This and other tales of mystery and imagination will supply the passing hours on snowy nights by the fire when we're all in the next world. But in the meantime, we must sit for our portrait, a courtly Sanskrit play, the only purpose of which is to illustrate the pastimes of the god.